Assalamu alaikum my dear students. Welcome back to your chemistry class. Today I will discuss about saturated solutions. Saturated solution actually a specific state of solution, or you can tell specific condition of solution. If you listen attentively, then easily it will be clear to you. Say, how do we prepare a solution? At first, we will take some water in a glass or in a beaker. Then we will add some solid particles and stir in using a spoon or this type of rod. Then what will happen? That solid particles get dissolved in that water and we will get a dilute solution. Now we will add more amount of solutes and still we are stirring, then we will get a concentrated solution. Like this way, when we will add more and more amount of solutes and continuously we are stirring, then what will happen? One time will come when we will see no more solutes are dissolved in the solution. We are stirring but no more solutes are dissolved in the solution. In this condition of a solution is called saturated solution. That means saturated solution is the solution in where no more solute will dissolve at this temperature, that is at room temperature, if we are preparing the solution at room temperature. That means the amount of solute which I added in this solution, that is the actually maximum amount of solute which can be dissolved in this solvent at room temperature. That means this is the maximum ability of this solvent to dissolve this amount of solute. This condition is actually called saturated solution. Follow the next picture, then it will be more clear to you. For example, we will prepare a salt water solution, sodium chloride salt water solution, and for this we take 100 milliliter water in a beaker. But it is experimentally seen that 36 gram sodium chloride, that is salt, can be dissolved in 100 milliliter water at room temperature. That means 100 milliliter water can dissolve maximum 36 gram salt at room temperature. So if we add 40 gram salt in 100 milliliter solution, then what will happen? 36 gram salt will be dissolved here and extra 4 gram salt will be remain undissolved state, because this 100 milliliter of water can dissolve maximum 36 gram salt at room temperature. So, and I added here 40 gram salt. So, 4 gram salt remain undissolved. This condition actually is known as saturated solution. Now you can understand. That means when at a certain temperature we make a solution using a fixed amount of solvent, then the maximum amount of solute which can dissolve by this fixed amount of solvent and which solvent cannot be dissolved more amount of solute, that condition is called saturated condition, or this solution is called saturated solution. So how can we define saturated solution? Follow this. At a certain temperature, the solution which contains maximum amount of dissolved solute is called saturated solution. I hope you understand the fact. So, can you tell me what will be the unsaturated solution? Yes, unsaturated solution means the before stage of saturation. Follow this picture. Before stage of saturation means, that means the solution which can dissolve more solute, isn't it? Because when the solution reaches at saturation or reaches at saturated condition, in that time it will not dissolve more amount of solute. But before saturation, it can dissolve more solutes. So, this condition of a solution, that means when a solution can dissolve more solute, that condition of a solution is called unsaturated solution, and its range will be from first of adding solute up to just before of saturated solution. So how can we define the unsaturated solution? At a certain temperature, the solution which contains less amount of dissolved solute than the maximum amount is called unsaturated solution. That means when the solution dissolve maximum amount, that is called saturated solution. But when this amount is less, that means when the solution contains less amount of dissolved solute than the maximum amount, that is called unsaturated solution. Follow the next picture. So we can say unsaturated solution contains less than the maximum amount of solute, and also you can say no undissolved solute present, because unsaturation condition or unsaturated condition is that condition in which it can dissolve more amount of solute. So there will not remain any undissolved solute, or there will not present any undissolved solute, and this solution can dissolve more solute. So unsaturated solution has these characteristics. That means it contains less than maximum amount of solute, and no undissolved solute will be present here like saturated solution, and it can dissolve more amount of solute. Now follow this picture, then I hope it will be completely clear to you. For example, previously we have seen that when we will add 40 gram sodium chloride salt in 100 ml water at room temperature, then we have seen 4 gram sodium chloride remain undissolved, because 100 ml water can dissolve maximum 36 gram salt, and this condition or this solution we have said this is saturated solution. But if we add 30 gram sodium chloride salt in 100 ml water at room temperature, then what will happen? Then it completely dissolved in the solution, because there is 30 gram only added, and still you can dissolve more 6 gram. So this condition is actually unsaturated condition, or this solution is called unsaturated solution. That means it can dissolve more 6 gram salt also. So this condition, solution is called unsaturated solution, and here 4 gram salt remain undissolved, so this solution is called saturated solution. Now I hope you clearly understand the fact of saturated solution and unsaturated solution. Now we will See the conversion of unsaturated solution to saturated solution. That means you have unsaturated solution. How can you make it saturated solution? By two ways we can make an unsaturated solution into saturated solution. By adding more solute. Yes, follow this picture. At first it was a unsaturated solution. When we will add more solute, then gradually it will become a saturated solution. So by adding more solute we can easily make an unsaturated solution into saturated solution. Now by decreasing the amount of solvent through evaporation. What is the meaning of this line? By decreasing the amount of solvent. Our solution is unsaturated solution. That means there is present less amount of solute than maximum amount. So if we, in this case, if we decreasing the amount of solvent, then it will be converted into a saturated solution, because in that time the dissolved amount of solute will be the maximum amount of solute for that decreased amount of solvent, isn't it? So how can we decrease the amount of solvent? By evaporation. What is evaporation? Evaporation, follow this picture. Evaporation is a process by which when we will heat the water, then what will happen? We know that, we learn from our previous classes that when we will heat the water, then at 100 degrees centigrade the water starts boil. This is the boiling condition. And when the water starts boil, then it actually converted into its gaseous state. Have you remembered? We have read kinetic molecular theory, how matter converts into solid to liquid and liquid to gas. Yes. So at 100 degrees centigrade, water at first starts to boil, then it will start to evaporate. That means it will convert into gaseous state and fly away, isn't it? So when the water molecules are due to achieve the gaseous physical state and goes away, then the amount of solvent will be decreased gradually. Follow the next picture. This scene actually we will see when we will boil water. This type of vapor we will see at the top of the pot, isn't it? So this is actually water vapor. That means water from the pot, due to applying heat, converted into gaseous state and goes up. So like this way the amount of water gradually decreases from this pot. So if we decrease the amount of solvent through this process, then our unsaturated solution gradually converted into saturated solution. Now we will see the reverse things, that is how can we convert saturated solution into unsaturated solution. Also we can do this by two ways. By adding more solvent. Yes, because our solution is saturated solution, so if we add more solvent, then it will convert it into unsaturated solution. Follow the picture. When we will add more amount of solvent into saturated solution, then it will convert it into unsaturated solution, because in that time the dissolved amount of solute will be the less than the maximum amount, so it will convert it into unsaturated solution. And also another way, by heating the solution. That means you have to heat the saturated solution. Then what will happen? Because temperature increases the solubility of some solutes. That means temperature increases the solubility of solutes. Solubility means the ability to dissolve of a solute. How it is increases due to increasing temperature? Again, you remember the kinetic molecular theory. There we have seen that when we apply heat to the solid substance, then what will happen? The kinetic energy of solid molecules is increased. Kinetic energy means their motion is increased, and due to applying heat, the solid molecules are converted into liquid molecules. So here, when the solid solutes are dissolved and some solute particles are remain undissolved condition in saturated solution, then that's due to applying heat, that solid particles which are rest at the bottom of the container, they are converted into liquid due to applying heat, and they are also dissolved. Like this way, temperature increases the solubility of some solutes. Why I am used here some? Because some solutes are also there whose solubility decreases due to applied temperature, but they are very rare. Generally, for example, sodium sulfate or calcium hydroxide in water, etc. But very few substances whose solubility decreases due to applying heat, but most of the substance generally which we use to make a solution, their solubility increases due to applying temperature. So follow this picture. We will actually heat the solution like this way. We will just heat, not we will give heat more times or temperature will be raised in more amount. Just we will heat, and due to applying the less amount of heat, that undissolved solid particles are converted into liquid and get dissolved. So by these two ways, we can convert a saturated solution into unsaturated solution. So my dear students, this is important for your exam. How can you convert unsaturated solution to saturated or saturated solution to unsaturated solution? I hope you can clearly understand. Now we will know about the solubility of solid. Already we know that solubility is the ability to dissolve of a solute in a specific solvent. But now we will learn how can we determine the solubility of solute. Solubility is the amount of solute which is required to make a saturated solution of 100 grams solvent at a certain temperature. It's called the solubility of that solute in that solvent. That means at a particular temperature and at a particular solvent whose amount is just 100 gram. So 100 gram solvent, to make it saturated, the needed amount of solute is the solubility of that solute in that solvent. For example, it is experimentally seen that at room temperature, to make a saturated solution of 100 gram water, I have said 36 gram salt is needed, and also 211.4 gram sugar is needed. So these 36 gram and 211.4 gram actually at the solubility of salt and sugar respectively. Understood, my dear students? Because 36 gram salt is needed to make a saturated solution of 100 gram water at room temperature, and that is 25 degrees centigrade, and 211.4 gram sugar are needed to make a saturated solution of 100 gram water at 25 degrees centigrade. So this amount is the actually solubility of this salt and sugar. So now comparing these two amount, what do you think? Yes, to determine the solubility of two solutes, we can compare their solubility power, isn't it? So from these results, here we can say the solubility of sugar is more than that of salt, because to make saturated solution of 100 gram water 211.4 gram sugar is needed, whereas in case of salt only 36 gram is needed. So whose solubility power is more? Obviously sugar particles. So like this way, determining the solubility of solute, we can also compare the solubility power of two solutes. Now we will do some problems related on solubility. For example, if 45 gram solute is dissolved in 300 gram solvent at a certain temperature and it is a saturated solution, then what will be the solubility of that solute? Follow the maths carefully. Here it is said that it is a saturated solution, but the amount of solvent is 300 gram and the amount of solute is 45 gram, and it is also said that it is a saturated solution. So what will be the solubility? So how can we solve this problem? Follow here. We know that solubility is the amount of solute required to make a saturated solution of 100 gram solvent. That means the amount of solvent is fixed here, and that is 100 gram at certain temperature. So here is given 300 gram solvent, solute is present 45 gram. So if you determine the amount of solute in 100 gram by unitary method, then you will get the solubility. So here in 300 gram present 45 gram, in 1 how many, and in 100 gram through the calculation we get 15 gram solute. So this 15 gram actually the solubility of the mentioned solute. This is not so difficult, easy, just you have to understand solubility always measured by 100 gram solvent. Now follow the next math. What amount of solute is needed to make a saturated solution of 250 gram of water at 25 degrees centigrade, in which the solubility of that solute is 12 gram? That means there is given the solubility and also there is given 250 gram of water. That means the amount of solvent, but you have to determine the amount of solute. So very easily we can solve this problem. Follow here. Again we know that the solubility is the amount of solute required to make a saturated solution of 100 gram water, and here is given the solubility of the mentioned solute is 12 gram. So 12 gram means what? 12 gram solubility is 12 gram, that means in 100 gram solvent solute is present 12 gram. So in 1 gram how many, and in 250 gram how many solute is present? If you determine correctly, then it will be the needed amount of solute. Understood, my dear students? Follow another maths. What amount of solvent is needed to make a saturated solution of 26 gram of solute at 25 degrees centigrade, in which the solubility of that solute is 8 gram? That means here is also solubility is given. In previous math there was given amount of solvent, but here there is given amount of solute and you have to determine the amount of solvent. So how can we solve? Follow here. Same as before. Now here is given the solubility of the mentioned solute is 8 gram. That means in 8 gram, and now you have to follow in your math which you have to determine. We have to determine the amount of solvent and there is given amount of solute. So here you have to write the sentence arrangedly. You have to determine the amount of solvent, so you have to write the amount of solvent in right side and you have to keep the amount of solute in left side. So 8 gram solute is present in 100 gram solvent. So in 26 gram solute, so 26 gram solute is present in 225 gram solvent, we will get through calculation. So this will be the actually our answer. The needed amount of solvent is 225 gram. So like this way you can easily do different problems related on solubility, and this is also very important for your exam. For this I gave here 3 maths as your homework. So I hope you can easily calculate this following the previous maths which I have solved. If you done this those maths are carefully, then you also can do this math. So today up to this you will do these 3 maths and send in your group, and very soon I will come back with my next topic. Up to that, be well. Thank you and goodbye.